опасные солдаты. Пробил час расплаты. Через труп белой Польши лежит путь к мировому пожару. Великий поединок решит судьбу войны русского народа с польскими насильниками.
Established in 1918, Poland faced an unimaginable threat. The approaching powerful Bolshevik army. Polish commanders knew that repelling an enemy far beyond their strength would require cleverness and intelligence. Forced to fight again for their independence, Poles took military action in February 1919 in today's Belarus. Under Józef Pilsudski, they took advantage of the fact that Russia had been weakened by their civil war, and the Poles seized Vilnius and Minsk. Pilsudski's next planned move was to strike Kiev to cut Russia off from Ukrainian grain. Thanks to this tactical advantage, Pilsudski planned to force Russians to accept a fight on his terms. Meanwhile, Polish cryptologists broke the code of the intercepted Bolshevik cables, giving Pilsudski an insight into the exact plans of the Russian attack. The Polish army managed to capture Kiev, but not everything went according to plan. Budyonny's first cavalry army, fighting on the Bolshevik side and known for its cruelty, entered the game. After the first Polish advances came their first defeat. On July 1, 1920, Poles turned to the west for mediation that could lead to a ceasefire. But the negotiated line of demarcation, called the Curzon Line, was unacceptable. However, Poles still had the success of their cryptologists working to their advantage. As the front advanced, the Russian armies moved farther apart. Tukhachevsky commanded the very strong Western Front, which was heading toward Warsaw. The Southern Front was commanded by Yegorov and Stalin and was heading toward Lviv. Only the very weak Mozyr Group remained in the center of these fronts, and Pilsudski decided to attack it. At the same time, the threat of losing statehood mobilized Polish society, and long queues formed in front of recruitment points. Strengthened by new units, the Polish army was preparing to resist with new forces, of which every 10th soldier was a volunteer. On August 13, 1920, in the vicinity of Warsaw, one of the most important clashes in the history of Europe began. The Battle of Warsaw. The most brutal combat took place near Radzymin, where after heavy fighting, the Russians forced the Polish army to retreat. It seemed that the Polish line of defense would collapse. This, however, was part of Pilsudski's plan, effectively distracting the Russian army while the main attack hit the weakened center. By attacking the enemy's rear, the Polish army quickly gained advantage. On August 18th, Tukhachevsky suddenly noticed that his army had been surrounded. At that time, Pilsudski supposedly said, "In a matter of a few days, the defeated became the victors, and the victors defeated." The Polish victory came to be known as the Miracle on the Vistula. However, it was not the end of the war.